Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whatever time of the day it may be for you. You're tuned into Mother Base Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm one of your hosts, Todd, and as always, I'm joined by Alex Capello, Benny Garza, Marcos Martinez in spirit via his office in Langley, Virginia, and on occasion, when we manage to pry his cold, dead fingers away from his keyboard and mouse from playing Smite, Sam Chapa. But before we get into the show, we're sending a shout out to 99lives.com, a great site, a great service with great music that you can purchase and use in your YouTube videos and during your Twitch streams without a worry in the world. You just need to credit the artist. Simple, huh? While we're not sponsored or affiliated with them, it's still important to give credit when credit is due. So remember, go to 99lives.com to check out some awesome tunes like this one. Enjoy the show. Episode 29, plus it being 30.
Dank meme edition.
Dank meme edition.
No.
Less spicy memes edition.
Spicy meme.
Less spicy Marcos edition.
Less spicy Marcos.
Spicy moves.
Or a more spicy Mikey edition. Because,
we gotta find some, like, real close to porn music with, like, porn lady sounds and go, yeah, the Marcos edition.
Oh, for some reason, I imagine something along the lines of the Seinfeld, the bass. That'd be probably really good porn music. But moving away from the porn,
I'm thinking of the generic one with the one that goes with the guy that goes, oh
yeah,
oh yeah.
I mean,
okay, super generic.
Why on earth would you add music to that?
Wow.
Like, doesn't that take away from... I would imagine that takes away from the experience.
I mean...
I like how, like, nobody wants to comment.
It might be scary just hearing a guy go, oh, yeah. I don't know about you, but I'd be scared.
Give it, like, this 80s or 90s kind of weird vibe.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so...
Kool-Aid Man's coming for you.
Yep. Let's get into the news, because there's a lot of it, so let's get through it. And remember, okay, this is the thing, guys. When you want to stop somewhere, you really need to fucking tell me. Like, I want you to give it to me. Because this past 2 weeks...
I'm gonna get to this one point where I'm just gonna slap the boom mic.
And it disconnects completely.
Just start yelling at you. Wait, first of all, is there anyone else other than us in the house?
Yeah.
Then I can't. I can't honestly go...
Well, you know, just say... You could be a little loud. You could just say, hey, fucking wait, or something, or I don't know.
Fuck you, Todd.
Fuck you, yeah, you can just say that. Say that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Just don't blow up the mic. Like,
okay,
no.
I'm gonna rub my beard on the mic.
That's what I mean.
Into it and
like, you don't have to be stupid loud. Just be loud enough where I'm like, okay, I understand what's going on.
I'm gonna rub my beard on the mic.
I mean, okay.
I'm gonna go for that.
It'd be funny if you did that, and then if I paid really close attention to the audio when I'm editing, and I heard little voices from
Michael Cera.
Oh my God, no, stop.
Michael Cera.
Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Harambe? I gotta stop right now before someone kills you. Alright, and the news starts now. So there's a lot of it. A lot of stuff happened this week. There was a Nintendo Direct, which...
I forgotten about that.
There were some news items that spawned from that, and... there was also a Call of Duty event that I didn't remember was happening. So we're gonna get through that news. That I put that at the beginning just so we can get through it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys are. It'd be funny if one of you guys wanted to stop there. Okay.
You know, I might just stop it there just to
piss me off. Just to piss me off. All right. So the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare PlayStation 4 beta begins October 14th.
I'm not interested.
No, me either.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll get to that later.
Call of Duty Virtual Reality DLC is coming to PS4 at this moment, probably exclusively. So that's interesting. Yeah. The Modern Warfare Remaster will actually have all of the maps from the original, because I think initially it was just going to be like half of them.
That's cool.
That's cool. Now just release it separately. Campo Santo announced that their first game, Firewatch, that came out on PS4 and PC earlier this year, will be coming to Xbox One on September 21st with some new features. That'll be free for everyone else that has the game on the other platforms. Shadow Warrior 2, which I'm excited about, now has an exact release date of October 13th on PC with console versions to follow.
Have you seen gameplay on that?
Yeah, it looks fucking great.
It's very interesting.
Super cool. Did you play the first one?
No, but I got to see.
There's a little asterisk for that. You can get Shadow Warrior, the first one,
For
free
free
on
on
GOG.
Okay, that's a good one. The original. Yeah. There was like 2 or 3 of those, right?
I think so.
Yeah, something like that.
And the weapons in that game are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like...
No, specifically 2.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, it's fucking...
You get a chainsaw that's better than the Doom chainsaw.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that game looks fucking rich. I love the first one, so... Alright, and after the recent announcement of the Steam version of Quantum Break this past week I should say, Remedy announced that this version of the game actually is being published by THQ Nordic, which is really interesting to say that name. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it has been delayed until the 29th of September, 2 weeks after its initial release date. That's really not massive, but it's like, okay, I guess. Ark Survival Evolved is graced with new DLC. It's a Desert Island DLC. It arrives with new challenges, some extra stuff, and it'll be at a price of $19.99.
Is that the one with dinosaurs
not
kind of
suit
walking
version.
around?
The what?
Now the not suit version.
Yeah, the not suit
Oh,
version.
okay, there we go.
That's right. That happened like, what, 2-3 weeks ago? Or maybe 4 weeks
That
ago?
was
A month or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a while back.
So I would imagine that, I think that they had survived that suit. If they're continuing making
I think
DLC.
they either settled or...
I think they did settle. Alright. PlayStation Move is back, and now in a PSVR double pack, which was inevitable. That was going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know the price, but I would imagine that if you have them right now already, you're set to go. You know.
Give us Sports with Friends VR.
Yeah. Yes. So apparently, Lindsay Lohan is still relevant, or in this case, not so much. Her case against Grand Theft Auto 5 developer Rockstar for using her likeness GTA 5 has been officially thrown out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the judge finally realize, hey, wait a minute, this is fucking stupid?
Really, it came down to a First Amendment thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pikmin is coming to 3DS next year.
Pikmin 1? Or like
No,
just a
Pikmin.
It's a 2D side-scrolling Pikmin game,
Oh, interesting.
which looks interesting.
Yeah, looks right. Dragon Quest VIII on 3DS has been delayed until next year. So yeah, it's unfortunate for anyone who's waiting for that one.
Dragon Quest VII is still coming, though.
It is, yeah. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is downloadable on Wii U as we speak. Came out about 2-3 days ago from this recording, which we're recording on Sunday, by the way. Nintendo will release several Legend of Zelda-themed amiibo in celebration of the game's 30th anniversary, and that was announced this week during the Nintendo Direct.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do
those
they
are
do
pretty
anything
fucking cool.
special?
Do you want to talk about?
Specific
Is it where you're gonna stop, Benny?
No.
No.
this is
Okay.
not.
Then we move on.
Okay.
They look fucking cool.
Okay, well, you're saying they're releasing a bunch. How many are a bunch?
They're okay.
It's like 3 or 4.
At least give me that.
They're releasing about 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
One
right.
for Ocarina of Time.
Well, I want one
For
to be
Wind
the mask kid.
Waker. For what?
The mask kid. Or the mask salesman.
Nah, just not.
No.
No, these are all.
They're all
Link.
They're all linked.
Yeah, basically. Okay, Picross 3D Round 2 for 3DS is now out in North America. Never played that game. Nintendo revealed Tank Troopers during this week's Nintendo Direct presentation. The new multiplayer title hits Nintendo 3DS eShop later this year.
That one actually looked pretty fun.
It does. Super Mario Maker is finally coming to Nintendo 3DS December 2nd of this year in North America and in Europe.
Makes sense.
That shit is aggravating.
Why?
A game?
Oh, the game itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's aggravating if you look for the aggravating maps.
Sure. Okay, now I need to move over to this part because I didn't add this stuff in. Okay, so Nintendo 3DS owners can finally street pass more than 10 people at once. Which, if you're at a convention, like PAX going on this weekend, your 3DS is probably going to lose battery like this.
Oh, getting all those special passes for Monster Hunter.
Oh, snap.
Hell yeah.
Alright, Mario Sports Superstars is coming to 3DS next spring. Ever Oasis invades dungeons, towns, and Nintendo 3DS next year, which is new. It's a new game.
Ever Oasis looks really good.
Yeah, I did see the trailer for that one. Yoshi's Woolly World, which is originally a Wii U game, is finally coming to 3DS. I think later this year as well.
No, it's Yoshi's Woolly World and Poochie.
And Poochie, I'm sorry. Thank you for the correction. I think that's it. I think, no, there was some Pokemon news. Pokemon Sun and Moon will make Snorlax even stronger. That's not really news.
It's not Yeah.
That's just like.
They gave him
Just another
was it Snorlaxolite Z?
Is that really?
Yeah.
Is that really all they talked about for Pokemon?
No,
in
there was
direct?
also
it's a special event for like the whole week of the release of Pokemon.
Yeah, you can
Sun and
have you can get a Munchlax with a special item on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
and it
also
lets you do
gave
cool stuff.
a thing on the Alolan Rattata, but that's about
That's
it.
right, yeah. Okay, NVIDIA has made its own Fallout 4 mod called Vault 1080, and it's out now.
What does that do?
Okay, are you going to talk about this?
Todd, shut up, you hormonal bitch. Tell me.
Okay, so the mod is called Vault 180.
Wait, hold up.
1080. Wow.
We needed the loud pop.
Okay,
Todd, tell me,
that
what's
popped
happening?
right there.
Todd.
So this new mod comes from NVIDIA itself, which is interesting. It's a third-party mod that adds a new vault that NVIDIA claims is, quote, equal in size to the other vaults spread across the Commonwealth. The denizens, or the people in it, of said vault have formed a religion that worships the darkness.
That's going to be NVIDIA.
Yeah, it's an NVIDIA thing. For some reason, probably because they're fans of NVIDIA's atmospheric lighting effects. Vault 1080 uses its terrifying realistic lighting and shadow as the core of the experience. Someone from NVIDIA recently said that volumetric lighting features extensively in ways not seen in the standard game, while shadows are more realistic and velvety than ever.
So there's just a bunch of people walking around in the darkness with a bunch of candles.
I mean,
I
if you own Fallout 4 on
It's so dark in here.
If you own Fallout 4 on PC, this is a mod. Sorry, a mod made by a company. It's probably worth checking out, and mods are free.
Yeah.
So that sounds interesting.
Vault 1080.
Yeah.
They're just so clever, NVIDIA.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so damn clever.
It's also a giant marketing stunt, obviously.
I mean, obviously.
Would you rather like Vault NVIDIA?
Well, no, vaults have to be numbered.
Yeah.
Vault NVIDIA with a 1 for the E or something?
God, no. Yeah. That's interesting. If I had the PC version, if I had the PC version, I would have downloaded like half the mods that are in that store anyways. So,
Some stuff's nifty.
that stuff is very nifty. Alright, ready to move on? Okay.
No.
We still need to keep talking about Fallout, because it's not like Todd hasn't talked about Fallout for the past, 40 episodes. We're not even 40 episodes in, my friend. We're 29 episodes in.
Now
29.
I'm ready.
No. Titanfall 2's first DLC map is a fan favorite from the original game, the map called Angel City, which if you played the beta originally, that was one of the maps.
Oh.
And it's one of the best maps in the game. I will add that it is going to be free. All the DLC for Titanfall 2 is going to be free, which is fucking great. Speaking of DLC, of Respawn, they've actually recently detailed the 6 Titans that are available in Titanfall 2. So there were 6 Titans, and none of the originals are going to come back,
in there,
which is interesting.
So what? The originals are just that
I guess
they
they're
never happened.
No. I think they've evolved into the 3 of the ones that are on the list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After 13 years, EVE Online will finally be free to play this November, which is fascinating.
Wait, EVE wasn't free to play?
No, it's not.
What?
Nope.
I could have sworn that they went free to play a long time ago.
Nope. Maybe they had
maybe
weekend
they're
events or something.
It might be.
Yeah. They're going along the route that Blizzard took WoW, with leveling to 20 and stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if that'll attract more people. We recently learned that Allison Road has been revived,
yes.
And now we know that it has been revived with VR support in tow, which is
sounds about right.
That sounds it makes sense.
That sounds horrifying.
It sounds terrifying.
It sounds pants shittingly correct.
Yeah. All right. According to official job listings for CD Projekt Red, the developer's forthcoming action RPG, Cyberpunk 2077, could potentially feature flying cars.
Ooh.
As long as it's anything better than fucking Roach, because Roach is a bitch. The horse that Carol uses. Fucking hate that horse.
That horse is alright.
No, he sucks.
Why you gotta hate
D-Horse is better than come on.
D-Horse?
D-Horse is 10 times better than fucking Roach. Come on.
I mean, we're going like that. I guess Agro's even better.
Man, yeah, I guess I can't complain. Nah, I'm sticking with D-Horse. All right, I'm sticking with D-Horse.
Dick horse.
Dick horse.
Hey man, he can shit on command. What more do you want from that?
The fact that he demands your friendship before he does it.
I mean, hey, look, you know what, Benny? If we weren't friends and I became friends with you, I wouldn't shit for you on command. I would wait until 5 years to pass in our friendship to say, you know what, Benny? We're gonna sit down and have some coffee.
You ever need me to shit on command? You just give me the wink and make this noise at this frequency.
I need you to shit on my neighbor's lawn. Actually, speaking of D-Horse, Konami seemingly always in the news, is releasing a Metal Gear Solid 5 Definitive Edition this fall.
What does that do?
It adds absolutely nothing.
And apparently there's supposed to be a legendary mission number 51 or something like that.
Which is the next
that never
item.
existed.
Yeah, so unfortunately Konami has no plans to finish Mission 51.
Yeah.
That was the next piece. I guess if you haven't played Metal Gear, I would say it's definitely worth picking up, despite what you think of Konami. I fucking hate Konami, but that game is kind of hard to miss.
This was pre the shitting on Konami.
Moving on. Clay Entertainment, the devs behind Don't Starve, announced their new game, Hot Lava, which, yes, was your favorite game to play when you were a kid when you had nothing else to do. Have you guys seen this game?
Yeah,
Don't touch the floor.
Fun.
It does look very cool. 11-Bit Studios, developer of the very polarizing game This War of Mine, have announced their next game called Frostpunk.
Hotter lava.
Hotter lava.
Frostpunk. I'll talk about this one. I'll stop here. This is mine.
Okay.
And we're really close to the end, Capello.
Here, Todd, throw this.
Am I supposed to throw this at you?
Yeah, sure. Right here. That's not loud enough.
Your phone made a lot of noise.
That wasn't my phone. That was my phone. I thought I muted this bastard.
No, you're fine. So this game is from, like I said, from the guys that made This War of Mine, and the details are pretty thin. This is from a Eurogamer interview, but Frostpunk is basically a game about humans surviving a frozen world using steam power technology. Frostpunk is based in strategy and management, but uses empathy and decision making at the core mechanics rather than resource management and optimization, which I really liked. This War of Mine, it wasn't necessarily a fun game to play, but it was just engrossing. Mm-hmm. And there are very few games that kind of give me that feeling. So I'm looking for, also like the trailer, which is very super thin. They had a very small trailer, it looked interesting enough. And it looks like it's going to play along the same lines though as This War of Mine. But it's cool that it's cool that the developer made enough money off the first game to make another game.
It sounds interesting.
It does. At the moment, the game is PC only, with a release window of Q2 of next year. So, yeah, I'll play anything that studio plays. That first game, This War of Mine, when it originally released, it was kind of, pre-patch was like really poorly optimized and like I had a lot of frame rate issues. Mm-hmm. But ever since they have fixed it, and I think they recently released it on PS4, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Have you played that one?
I haven't.
I really did like it. Did you play that one, Capello?
I played a bit, yeah.
Yeah, and I think
it's not a fun game, but a very compelling one.
Yeah, super interesting. All right, and now we have two more items. Tekken 7's VR content will be exclusive to PSVR, therefore those with an Oculus Rift or HTC Vive will miss out.
We could talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah. Fuck you, Todd!
All right.
So, how much do you actually know about the VR of Tekken 7?
Not too much. All I know is that it was PSVR support was announced last year for the game, right? And there was no mention of any other headset at the time. I think this was during a PlayStation conference, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Yeah. That's the extent of what I know about the game. And how does a fighting game work in VR?
See, that's what they haven't actually announced, like set details of what the Tekken VR is going to be.
For all that you know, it's just an area where it's just a viewer, and like the character models are walking around or doing stuff, and you get to walk with them or do stuff.
I imagine it might be something like that, but on the other hand, I honestly wouldn't doubt if there was like a VR mode where you fight through the eyes of your fighter. But it wouldn't work like a normal fighting game would, because like you sort of need to know the positioning and shit. It'd probably be like a move thing where you like.
And it might be disorienting when someone tries to jump behind you. The instant.
No, that's why I'm imagining that it's literally like you face. It's like Punch Out basically. Like that's that view. Yeah, like a Punch-Out view. Like, I imagine if they did something fighting-wise with Tekken 7, it would probably be something like you choose your character, and then you have your move controllers, and you strap the headset on, and you look through your fighter's view, and you basically, like, you block, and you throw punches with the VR, with the move set.
Also, the idea of, like, someone becoming disoriented, I think that would probably make more sense if it was in room-scale VR, and PSVR is not room-scale, that's HTC Vive.
Yeah.
And so the camera would automatically pan, I would imagine, if someone were to jump. And that's assuming it's in first-person mode. Mm-hmm. Also, it's probably really experimental. Probably why it's only coming to one headset instead of 3, so they can concentrate on that experience on the first headset.
That or now I actually talked about this as a possibility for VR quite a while ago, like several podcasts ago. But I really want something where you use VR as an audience perspective, where you can go into a room with people fighting, and you are part of the audience watching that fight, and you can literally move the VR so that you can see different angles of what the fighters are, how the fighters fighting. And it's basically like your own camera angle. Like, it would be really great if, like, say, like Tekken is actually a perfect example because it has that arena 3D sort of like side swiping and stuff. So like imagine like sort of like experiencing a boxing match firsthand, except that it's you watching Tekken fighters.
Sure.
You know, I think that would be a great integration for VR, like for an audience perspective.
Yeah, that'd probably be good for esports, I think, in general too, depending if they pull it off well
enough. Yeah.
Unfortunately, like, this news was confirmed through a tweet from producer and director. I'm probably gonna butcher his name. His last name is Harada. He was basically responding to a fan expressing his disappointment that it wasn't coming to PC, and so he's like, "Is this true?" He's like, "Yes, it is." Basically, yeah, I think that's really interesting. I think it's. I've always said that taking traditional games and putting them in VR never works, but if they can create an experience that isn't just like tailored for VR, then that'd be cool to see. Which, not completely unrelated, but like in the beginning of the news section, we talked about that they announced that there's going to be VR for Call of Duty. Right? They didn't really detail it either when I read that stuff, but it's like, well, a shooter probably makes more sense than a fighting game in VR, but like, well, at the same time, how exactly is that going to work? Is it just like, oh, we made a mission, we add VR support, or we made it just for VR? Which is a question that I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be asking when they see publishers put out some kind of VR mode in like games that we already know exist. You know?
Yep.
See how that turns out. When does that game come out? Does that come out next year? It is next year.
Yeah, it's spring of next year, I believe.
We shall see. VR is quickly... At some point, I would imagine, if we're still doing this, like a year or two from now, in 2 years, VR is going to be like major.
Yeah.
Every week in new stuff.
Staple.
It's going to be... That's crazy to me. Gran Turismo Sport has been delayed into 2017.
It's a harsh hit for...
Yeah, it is.
For
car
fans.
That's a hard one for a developer that only makes that game.
Yep.
Like, that only puts that out. And it's been a while since the last one came out, so... to all you hardcore racing fans, I'm sorry to tell you that.
Mikey isn't here, so we don't care.
Oh, Mikey likes, he's not super into simulation racing, he likes street racing. Right?
Yeah, well, I don't know, he likes racing in general, but I honestly don't know what his stance is on Gran Turismo, so...
I think he might have said he liked Gran Turismo more than he did, Forza? I could be wrong. I think he's got some kind of beef with Forza. All right.
The great Forza cow.
The great Forza cow.
Beef.
I'm dumb. We did the news. That it. News ends now. I'm gonna edit that out and put that. I'm gonna amplify it.
Do it.
And I'm gonna make it whatever this means.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it this.
I'm gonna make it vibrate.
This is gonna be it.
Yeah. The hand signaling motion. All right. So let's get into what we've been playing this week. You've been playing
Todd.
What?
Person in front of me.
Yeah, I'm the person.
What have you played?
This week, I actually have played something a little different. We talked about it in the news. I finally finished Firewatch.
Oh, so you hadn't finished it?
I hadn't finished it.
Really?
Because I think something else came out, and I stepped away from it, probably. Don't remember what it was, because this happened, like, in March?
So I want spoilers. What was the big thing? Who was in your camp?
Okay.
Who was smuggling around in your desk?
So it was the Sasquatch.
Who was all up in your shiz?
Okay, so you want me to spoil it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. First, Capello, are you okay with this?
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Microphone in front of me.
Audience, are you okay with this? Because if you're not,
too fucking bad.
We'll put a thing in the description that says when to skip to.
Okay.
Firewatch. Marcos, are you okay with this? Marcos, I don't care. Marcos, you're listening.
I don't think he'll play the game. I won't start away with spoilers, but so I restarted the game.
Okay.
Because I was maybe 2 hours into it the last time.
You don't remember what?
Don't remember shit. I remember the characters.
Understandable.
Yeah, I remember the characters. So the characters are actually really memorable in it. Like the character you play, and Delilah, who is in the other Firewatch tower.
Can you ask her what's it like in New York City?
Can you ask her what's it like? God!
Hey there, Delilah, can you save me from the Sasquatch?
You're 1,000 miles away, and I'd like to something with you.
Whatever rhymes with Sasquatch.
Please save me from the Sasquatch now. Save me now.
Oh, what'd you do to me?
I hate that song. I have an express hate for that song. When I worked, I'm moving away from this. I think I said the story before, maybe, right? When I worked at GameStop, my first GameStop job in the mall, there was
Oh, right, I know the story, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Okay,
I don't
I'm going to say it anyways.
You tell it to Ben.
There was a kiosk in front of the store at the
played
time.
Hey There, Delilah 24/7?
Well, I don't know if it was 24/7, but at the moment, it was during the holidays. We were staying late to restock and do some stuff, and the fucking guy left the track on in the radio, but it was like a CD or something, and it was on like repeat, and he had Hey There, Delilah playing, and we were there for 4 hours. So after and we couldn't do anything about it because it was locked away.
Yeah.
And we were tired. Like, there's a couple times where we were contemplating going over and like legit destroying it or finding a way in it. But we said no, don't do that.
Vandalism.
So this is what we did, and this was at a time when nobody had like people. I think we were barely getting into like having like more smartphones and stuff. So what was it? One of the guys in the store had a random CD in his bag, and I think it was literally one song on the fucking CD too, and it was Bohemian Rhapsody. So we played Bohemian Rhapsody on repeat for about 4 hours, which was way better than fucking hearing. Also, it's like a 7-minute long song. It's way more tolerable. It's not something I got at maybe 3 hours in. I got a little tired of it, but we had to put it super
shit out of Hey There, Delilah.
But this is the thing: the Hey There, Delilah was loud. It was loud. At some point, maybe 2 hours in, the security guard came over and like, what the fuck's going on? Why is it so loud over here? But we had to put it we had to double the volume.
Yeah.
And so when we were like barking orders at each other, we had to go up. We had to either scream or go up to somebody and go into their ear because we had it super loud just to avoid hearing the remnants of Hey There, Delilah.
Oh man.
Okay.
It's an amazing thing.
I hate it. I hated every second of it. That night, that night when I came home and I went to sleep, and the next day I still heard Hey Delilah in my head, and it was a personal hell.
Amazing.
I woke up thinking that that it was in the room, and then I wake up and I look down and like, oh wait, and now it sounds like it's going away.
The spirit of Hey There, Delilah was haunting you.
Who's the fucking band that plays that song?
I don't know. It's Hey There, Delilah.
Simple
That's all
Plan?
I know.
No. The plain white tees. Going back to the Firewatch.
And Delilah.
I mean, I would have started a fire
in New York City with a Sasquatch.
Right. 2 hours in, restarted it, and I know, when the game was originally came out and it was reviewed, it got some like meddling scores, I think, and then some really high scores, at least what I thought. And then after I finished the game, I went online to the Metacritic and saw that it had an average of like 89. That's pretty high up there for a game that a lot of people probably wouldn't play because it's, first person walking experience kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as impactful to me as Gone Home was. I don't know if you remember Gone Home from a couple years ago, but I like the characters enough to continue the story. Really interesting. It's a really interesting game. It's very short. You can probably finish it like in 4 or 5 hours. I did it like in 2 sittings. What's really cool about that game is that if you don't, the only reason anyone would stick around is for the dialogue. The dialogue you have between you and Delilah is really great. But this is like, it's one of those games where
is there like a constant acoustic guitar in the background?
There is a bit of that actually.
Yeah,
there is a bit of acoustic guitar. The music's really good in that game. It sets the atmosphere up really well. What's interesting is the dialogue between you, the player, and Delilah is, it feels like the most natural I've seen a dialogue between 2 characters in any game. It literally sounds like you're just having a conversation with somebody. I can say that there's a lot of games like The Last of Us or something like that where it feels like, oh, this is not, I know it feels like it's not necessarily a script, like these are real people, but I think there are different like levels of that where Firewatch legit felt, this is probably what 2 people would Firewatch individuals,
2 park rangers would talk about.
Exactly. And it was
Hey,
the most engrossing part of that game.
you see that Sasquatch over there?
You're like 50
Roger.
miles away. Oh shit, I cannot find my matchbox. Holy fuck.
Please help me. I'm lost. Holy shit.
It's a very cool game. I like the message that it holds. And okay, so now we're gonna go into spoilers, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Cover your ears, people who don't want to be spoiled.
The trailer that originally came out was I think at the end it's like, oh,
there's someone
in your lookout, and so that person is somebody that you find out about by picking up bits and pieces of information when you're on your walks, because the interactive part of the game, aside from choosing certain dialogue, is that you go around and you do tasks that a ranger would do. You know, you have to go check on a down power line, fires.
You got to save the baby squirrels.
A raccoon actually is the one animal you see in the entire game. But, you pick up. There's like these little like supply boxes all over the park. Also, it's not a huge area of land, but you'll do some walking. And like there's supply boxes where people like the park association comes in and like leave supplies and stuff, but sometimes people leave letters for each other, and so you read this conversation between this guy Ned, who was the lookout before you, Ned Stark, because he left Westeros after he died. Spoilers. That's an old spoiler.
It's okay. He faked his death. He
death.
became a fire ranger.
He came to Earth. Well, that's a nerd conversation. Is Westeros on Earth?
No,
it's not, right?
Westeros.
The West Baptist Church. They're fucking not from here, man. I'll tell you that.
The religion Nazis.
The religion Nazis.
Oh boy, that sounds bad.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's this other ranger talking to this guy Ned, who was in the tower before you. Ned was there with his son, which was illegal, but Delilah didn't mind it because she thought that the kid needed a vacation from his life.
Type of thing?
Yeah, it's kind of an endearing thing. And then so she, somewhere along the line, maybe an hour and a half in, she tells you talk to her about like, oh, who's this Ned guy? It's like, oh, he's the lookout that was here before you. He and his son were here, and then they just left, like without even like relieving their command or whatever, right? And so the big mystery of the movie is who's doing all this random shit. Who showed up in your tower when you went walking? There's a point where you get knocked out by something, like someone hits you with something. Who did that? There was some girls who were like drinking beer on the park in the park and making like campfires, which is illegal, and so you had to go investigate. And so you get into like a confrontation with them, but then maybe an hour later, they left and they leave a note and says, hey, you fucking creep, you got what you wanted, now we're gonna go tell our parents. And it's like they thought that the person that they encountered was you, the park ranger, or
So there's someone running around trying to do your job.
There's someone not necessarily. There's someone just doing shit, and the girls who you tell, hey, you can't fucking do this, who are mad at you for saying that, thought that because you find their camp, and it's all rummaged through, like a bear went fucking through it, and so they think it was you.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, no, it's not. You tell Delilah, like, no, it wasn't me, right? So you're trying to piece everything together. So the person who was in your watchtower was Ned, the guy who was there before you. So it was a little weird, to be honest. It was a little jarring because that part of the story didn't feel really natural.
What, they twist?
Yeah, well, so basically Ned, when he left, he didn't actually leave. They went like rock climbing or something. Or they were like in a cave and they were spelunking, whatever the word for it is. And his son, which I think his name was Brian, he fell.
Okay.
He fell and he died. And so the dad, who he had PTSD, he was in the service for a couple years. He didn't know how to react, like how to go up to like authorities and say, hey, my son died. We were climbing down this cave, and they would probably assume that he was responsible for the accident. Instead, he left his body in the cave and he decided to live out in the wilderness.
So he just abandoned everything.
Basically, abandoned everything.
He came to the point where maybe he needed resources, so he started rummaging through people's stuff.
So it's that, but he was also trying to make sure that you didn't discover the cave. Because at the beginning of the game, you go down to this lake where those girls are at, where they're drinking and they have a campfire, and then you go past this cave and you realize that there's a gate there and there's a key, and then you ask Delilah, why is this place locked? She didn't have a specific answer, but it's like, they probably just don't want people to go down there anymore. And so you don't think about it again, and then it comes up like near the end of the game like, hey, I got keys to the cave, let me go check it out. And that's where the rest of that, like, twist unfolds. It definitely feels really weird, but I guess for people that are going into this game wanting that kind of twist, get it. Get it. But for me, if it was like legitimately just this period of time where you're this lookout and a tower, and you're just having conversations with the lookout across from you, I would have been totally okay with that too. If it was just that and there was no twist, it was just somebody having that experience.
Sounds like a book.
You know what? That's the first thing I thought of when I
totally
finished the game.
If this was a book.
Totally, it definitely works that way, and I think that there are those interactive those graphic novels, the Japanese ones that come out on Steam all the time. What are they called? What's the term for it exactly?
Interactive light novel?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah,
yeah.
This could be something like that. I definitely see it that way. But yeah, it was the relationship between you and Delilah is really interesting. Would I recommend it to everyone? Probably not. Just like with No Man's Sky, you have to be in a certain mood to play the game. I was in the mood where I wanted to play something very heavily narrative based on something with conversations between people. But I definitely think it deserves the score it has. And this is the thing. When was it? I think it was this week. I might have mentioned it last week. No, but I think I saw it this week. That somebody from Bungie had a interview with, I think it was like Eurogamer or something, and they were talking about like the new Destiny expansion stuff, and the Rise of Iron, and the interview asked him a question like, so what do you think about No Man's Sky? And because a lot of people apparently, I didn't know this, were saying that the menu system in No Man's Sky resembles the one from Destiny very heavily, because you know how there's like a clicker and you do everything on the clicker, and they were talking about that, and then he said, we not related to the menu thing, but it's like we create experiences that are handcrafted and like super interesting, and we think that's more effective than an algorithm, how
the worlds are generated,
generated stuff like that,
procedurally
generated, and I totally agree with that. I think that touch. That human touch is important, because the one thing about No Man's Sky is that as interesting as it is to me, the fact that there's no human touch to that, someone didn't actually create this world or put some finishing touches to it, takes away from it. But I think that, I don't know, he kind of shit-talked a little bit. It's like, and I thought, well, for me personally, it's like, you say that, but then I don't think you're, like, Destiny's not full of amazing shit either, in my opinion. It's just gameplay. The gameplay, that's what it is.
The gameplay feels good.
The gameplay feels good. I remembered that after I played Firewatch, because I said, well, these two games, No Man's Sky and Firewatch came out this year. They're both that kind of first-person experience. I'd say that they both have, pros and cons, but that Firewatch is infinitely more interesting because there is more to it than just exploration.
There is a large narrative.
There is a narrative that is crafted, and also, like, the environment, as medium-sized as it is for something like, well, it's super small compared to No Man's Sky. It's infinite.
Handcrafted.
It's handcrafted, and there's a lot of detail in there. And even though there's not a lot to do, you can appreciate the environment a lot more. It was fun just walking around and doing shit. You also pick up those old disposable cameras, and you can take pictures. And actually, I don't know if this is something they offer still, but Camposanto, the developer, at the time when the game came out, said that you can. If you send us the files for those pictures, we'll print them out for you, Polaroid style.
That's cool.
That's super cool.
That's nifty.
Yeah, that's super cool. So it's a cool game. I don't know. I think last week I talked about how maybe I don't know where, like, at the end of the year, where No Man's Sky would fit into, like, my top 10 list, my personal top 10 list. Mm-hmm. I think that Firewatch maybe makes the list, or like it's like
in your list,
a runner-up.
I think No Man's Sky should be an honorable mention.
I think No Man's Sky and Firewatch should be honorable mentions, because as much as I liked Firewatch,
they went for something different. They did it. They did their thing.
Yeah. It's just like what's effective is the characters, and that's what kept me going, because I was super interested, and that's what keeps people going when they read a novel or a book or something. I'd say that even though it's not the same dev, that Gone Home is way more effective. That game is something else, which I had a pleasure of playing like 2-3 years ago now. But yeah, it's cool. Now I'm looking forward to Tacoma, which is, now that game is from the people that made Gone Home. Tacoma takes place in a space station. I think they showed it last year at the Xbox conference, and then this year again. So that comes out next year, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe a few months ago they were talking about them like redoing.
Yeah, they redid a bunch of stuff, which is why they delayed the game. It was supposed to come out this year. But yeah, that was a cool game. That was cool. And I know I use up a lot of time, but I also finally actually got back into The Witcher. I restarted for the third time now. And I really hate Roach. I hate that horse.
He's an okay horse.
And I hate...
It's just doing his job.
I know. I hate Geralt's movement.
It feels stiff.
The way he moves is so fucking wrong. I hate the way he moves. It's like you can't... It's like when you're trying to pick up things in like houses or stuff, it's like, I need you just to move a little more to the right, you fuck. Please, no, don't move all the way. It's like, that's my thing.
Yeah. It feels a little...
Granted, I don't have the game updated, so maybe if I updated, maybe they changed that. I don't know, but I forgot how dense that game was. Like not in terms of like what.
Wise,
No,
what do you mean?
no, in terms of like the foliage.
Oh, okay.
Holy fuck! It is, and it feels the sound when it's really windy and you can hear all the trees.
He even says like, "There's wind coming."
Yeah,
the storm's rising.
That's something that game, in terms of environmental kind of the effect of the environment has on the sound and everything else. It's way more effective than Skyrim, because Skyrim, the sound effects are there, but the music kind of the
goes
music
over,
picks up. Yeah, the music picks up over it.
It goes over the ambience compared to The Witcher, which in The Witcher, there's really the music only picks up when something happens.
Sure,
a fight starts.
But even then, and with that said, the exploration stuff, like 2 or 3 tracks, I actually don't like them, which is weird. I actually turned down the volume for the music because I got really tired of hearing that track over and over again. It's the same track for Velen, which is the area I'm in right now, which is like not the starting area. The starting area is what, White Orchard, if I'm mistaken.
I think so.
Remember something like that.
Something like that.
That's all I've played this week.
Ah.
How about you, Benny? Person across from me.
I finished the main story for Shadow of Mordor.
Ah, yeah.
I didn't like the ending too much.
I didn't like the ending
Nobody
either.
likes the ending of Shadow of Mordor.
It's very underwhelming.
I started The Lord of the Hunt, which essentially it's weird because he mentions that he hasn't beat the Black Hand. At the end of the story, you beat the Black Hand.
Oh, so in the DLC it takes place before that?
Yeah, it's before that.
That's weird.
But your character looks like a madman because he's covered in like animal skins and like he has dreads now. He doesn't have his normal hair.
No way.
And like it's I guess it's supposed to be like a period in time where like it takes a while to get to the Black Hand apparently, and so that happens, and you're with the dwarf, the hunting dwarf.
They meet in the second area, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's telling you that like they recruited a special group of Uruks that are calling themselves Beastmasters. And that's how the story begins. And like you mount Caragors, and they're special stealth Caragors, so you can now stealth kill while on a mount.
Interesting.
And that's how the game starts, or like specifically your first mission.
And that doesn't open up a new area. It's like in the same area, in the same environment.
I haven't checked. I think it's in the second area.
Yeah.
But like they're introducing slight new mechanics where you can sneak on your mount.
Okay.
You can aerial stealth kill from your mount.
That's something they didn't have in the original game.
You chill on the cliff and you wait for some fucking Uruk to walk by. Just it'd be
cool if we had this sound like
yeah. That's a mod. That's a mod right there.
What's the name of the ranger? Talion. Right?
Talion.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Not a very memorable character. Everyone, some characters around. Oh, what's that orc? What's that Uruk that like
Ratbag?
Ratbag.
The first one. He disappears.
He does right after the game because he doesn't die.
You don't see him die. He becomes a war chief, and then like the moment that happens, you jump to the second map, and you don't have a reason to go back to the first map immediately.
No. Unless you're just fucking around.
Yeah. And when you go back, he's just not there.
That's weird.
I guess they're
do they address that maybe in another DLC? Because there's multiple DLCs.
Yeah, there's still the Bright Lord.
Okay.
And
what if he's the Bright Lord?
Ratbag became the Bright Lord.
Bright Lord of Ratbag. I like him as a character. Yeah. He's like
he's a comedic
fucking
relief.
Scummy little piece of shit. Yeah.
Anything else?
Borderlands, not Borderlands. Battlefield 1.
Oh, so that beta happened this weekend.
Boy,
how you like it?
Boy, it's fun.
It's good, right?
It looks very pretty.
It looks very pretty.
The map is
on PC or PS4?
PS4.
Okay.
The map is fairly massive. Classes are interesting. If you choose to be in a vehicle, you're not a normal class.
You're a vehicular class.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And vehicle classes are like, let's pretend like a freaking medic wouldn't know how to fix a tank, so why would you pick a medic class and put him in a tank? No. And
I like that.
Specifically tank people go in tanks because they know how to fix it.
Like that, yeah.
So like they have their own like weapon set, or they have their own like one of their skills is repair a tank.
Okay, so it'd be like engineer style then.
Yeah. And that's fairly interesting. Apparently the very first section of I didn't play this was like once they patched it, but the medics had it a little difficult where if you die, you're on the floor, you can request a medic. But the medic doesn't get told, like, hey, this person's looking for you. Or specifically, yes, you get told, hey, there's a person looking for you.
No, look for him.
Go look for him.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's essentially you on the floor yelling, medic! Yeah. I need help. And, like, I hear you, but I'm like,
where are you coming from?
What the fuck? Well, where is this noise from?
Shit, that's great.
Yeah. And apparently they worked on that a little bit. And another one was you weren't told where you were getting hit from. So
there's no hit markers.
There weren't.
Wow. Okay.
They fixed that. They added some hit markers now.
Some people will probably complain about that.
People were complaining. Yeah. And I don't know if that was different if you had headphones on. Like if you could hear where the shots were coming from.
Would be very different.
But that sounded extremely interesting to me. What else? Bars fixes. That's all I do know that they did.
It does seem interesting that they've taken their classes a bit more depth, because like in more recent Battlefield games, it's like you wouldn't think, unless you were going to repair stuff, you wouldn't think twice about the class you were picking, and it makes it seem as if it's more important that you think about that now.
Kind of. Yeah. It feels important. You don't have C4 because C4 didn't exist.
Didn't exist in World
War I. So you have dynamite and a plunger. You just run around with like bundles of dynamite. Yeah, you're throwing them. And only one class has that. I think it was called Assault, and the Assault machine gun is fairly fun. The first one they give you, it's real fun.
Did you get into any vehicles?
Yeah, specifically a tank, and I got into an airplane.
A biplane?
But I don't know how to maneuver it. Yeah. So I was like, okay.
Crash.
That's cool. Like I was on an airplane for a solid 2 minutes, and then I was like, I don't know what to do. Okay. Like I was just maneuver. Like the first time I went straight and like maybe up,
down, side,
okay,
building.
All right, now let's do something. Yeah, and then like I stayed stuck upside down. I was like, oh.
That's hilarious.
I was like, well, that's how that ended.
I could imagine that. Curse you, Red Baron! The Red Baron isn't even there.
So he appears in one of the trailers. He appears in one of the trailers.
I think there's supposed to be DLC on him.
There might be. I mean, the Red Baron was a big part of
near the end of World War. How many maps were there in the beta? Was it just one?
I played on one.
Okay, what kind of, like, do you remember where the map is located? Like, on...
Oh, in the world-wise? I don't know.
Is it, like, was it desert?
It's a giant desert.
Really?
Yeah.
It's probably...
it's the one that's been everywhere. Yeah. And, map is fairly big. To the north, there is, like, a small little town. To the south, nothing but dunes.
Okay.
And that's where the snipers like to happen.
Oh, I would imagine. So, and that's where tank battles would happen, too,
the tank battles happen in the town.
I guess, okay.
And, like, while that's happening, there are, like, a good 7 or, like, 5 planes flying around. Yeah. Just at all times. They're just airplanes flying around. I'm like,
and it is still 32 on 32 on PS4? Do you remember?
I believe there were more.
Really?
But it could be... Because I remember at one point I had 40 people on one team.
Does console have 64 and 64 now? Holy shit.
I guess so.
That's incredible.
It might have.
Okay, we have to check on that. That's interesting.
I didn't pay too much attention on that. I do need to look into it. Also, you level in the game and you get war bonds. The war bonds, you use them to purchase weapons. So you have like your first gun, and then you have, I think they call it a trench version of that gun. And it has like a little mounted scope and stuff and whatnot.
So there's shotguns, trench shotguns.
And you also have a bayonet. You can run with the bayonet, and that's kind of nifty until you whiff it, and then you're turning around and you get shot to shit. It's fun. Yeah. I mean, like any Battlefield, when you first get into it, it's like, wow, this game was big.
I think compared to a lot of other shooters, there's a lot of depth in the strategy. Not just the strategy, but also now like class and stuff.
Yeah. So the snipers get a K-shot, which is like armor piercing.
At that time in the early 1900s, there were only like bolt action rifles, like first hunting rifles.
Well, that's what you use. You use a bolt action.
Rifle.
I mean, they had the starts of like the Browning. The Browning is a heavy machine gun.
And the Mosin Nagant. It's the Mosin Nagant, right?
Mosin was a bolt action.
I guess it was the Russian rifle. That's cool. I'm curious. Okay, since I know you, when was it? Last week after my birthday, we played a little bit of Titanfall 2. I know you played like one match of it, but they're both EA games. Which one, based on what you played? I know it's been very little. Do you think you'll gravitate towards?
Oh man.
Just again, I know that's a hard question because you haven't played that much of it either.
they're both different itches.
They're super different.
Well, one, like, I'd say Titanfall is so much faster, and Battlefield can be fast, but you gotta slow down and think about what you're doing a little more.
Or you have to know what you're doing for it to be faster for you.
Yeah, if you already know what you're doing, you're good. You go do your stuff. I think Battlefield 1's feeling
interesting,
real nice right now. But again, I didn't get to play a whole lot of Titan. You know, I didn't get time to get in the groove. I played it, you know, just for a wee bit. I was like, this is real fast. I would need like a good day to get into the speed of it. Yeah. You know.
I think that originally when they announced all this stuff, I was like, yeah, I love Battlefield. It looks fast. It looks great. I love that they're going back to World War One. But then, you know, they also announced Titanfall 2, and I adore Titanfall, so I thought I'm probably going to gravitate towards that. But I'm a bit of I like war history stuff, so I don't know. I don't know how that's going to turn out.
I also forgot. There is a grenade you can buy, which is the mustard gas.
Oh yeah, that's
and everyone has masks. Yeah. But are you quick enough?
Yeah, so you have to actually put it on.
Yeah, you have to, like, if you're reloading and you press mask, you'll stop reloading.
Yeah, and you put the
mask your mask. So it's like start reloading again.
So it's like Metro. You guys remember Metro?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's
cool. like everyone can switch their grenades into a mustard gas grenade, but you need the war bonds to buy it.
Oh man, that sounds like it would be a lot of fun to get into.
To customize, yeah.
I think they're both very different games, and I think you have to be in a mood to play each of them.
Yeah.
I would imagine that the shooter savvy person will probably buy both.
I mean, yeah.
That probably makes sense. And they're weeks apart though, which is insane.
And I
like
really my older brother's getting freaking Battlefield 1, and I want to get it with him because that way we can play.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I know you guys are getting Titanfall, and I also want to jump on that because it's fairly interesting.
I think we'll see what happens. I think that...
So this is my older brother. He's MMA 69. If you look at that kill list.
Yeah, I think you showed this to me last week.
No. That's on Battlefield 1. Like, he is in love with that game right now.
Yeah, it seems that way. It's at the top of the list. 17. So on this picture, the screenshot, I see 17. This is not the whole list, I would imagine, of players.
No, that's not it. Yeah. You can scroll down. It scrolls down the good section. Yeah. The list-wise, not this picture, of course. But, he is really into that game right now.
That's awesome. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But I think that the game, it's going to be clear that Battlefield 1 is going to have a way longer tail than Titanfall. Even though Titanfall has more content this time around than a single player. People still play Battlefield 3, man. You know, and that came out in like 2012 or 11. People still play Battlefield 2.
I mean,
you know,
Titanfall 2 is what people requested, which was more.
But now we have to see if people are satisfied with that.
Is more really the only thing they wanted?
Yeah. Or depth for longevity, which is probably what Battlefield really offers in all their games. Even if personally I'm not a big fan of 4 or Hardline or anything like that. But that's cool. I'm glad you got a chance to play it. I wonder if Sam got a chance to play it. I don't know. Hi, Capello.
Hello.
What have you been up to this week, if anything?
I've played one thing,
and that's That's right. Legion came out last week.
I also played a wee bit of Legion.
Oh wait, it came out this week. No, last week.
It's been out for a week.
This Tuesday.
This Tuesday it came out. So
I'm surprised you're here.
I'm surprised I'm here too. So
I had to sneak into his room, and while he was asleep, I snuck him into my car and I drove him over here.
It's okay. I have WoW installed on Ben's computer. So
you're gonna have to update that shit because no one touches that computer.
Tell us a little bit about your experience in Legion, in WoW.
So far,
in the Abyss.
So far,
Blizzard
it's way better than the last few expansions, I can tell you that.
The last one was Warlords of Draenor, right?
Yes, the last one was Warlords of Draenor, and nobody liked that one. Nope. Pandaria, some people liked.
Some people like it.
They liked it a lot better than Cataclysm, which was the one before Pandaria.
Jack Black's in that.
Jack Black
is in Pandaria. He is not in that one.
The pandas from Blizzard came way before.
I know.
I just
had to say it. I just had to do.
So
it's a lot like Delilah and what she's doing.
Stop.
And if she's gonna save you from that Sasquatch.
Delilah's super busy now that I think about it. She's busy being a Firewatch person, and then she's in New York City, busy being in a song that Todd hates. Oh boy, she's a busy gal.
The last time I played World of Warcraft legitimately was during Wrath of the Lich King, which was a very long time ago.
2008, 7?
2008 maybe. Yeah, that was the last. Which I did play a little bit of Cataclysm, but that was through my brother's account, and I couldn't get into it. It wasn't like after Wrath of the Lich King, the Blizzard, the WoW magic stopped for me, and I didn't get back in until the end of Warlords when they had announced Legion, and I was like, oh well, if I get into this, I can have 100 by the time Legion comes out, and I can get into the Legion content because it actually looks really interesting. Sure enough, I am almost at max level.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
Yeah.
How long has it been? Like since Tuesday, right?
Since Tuesday.
Okay.
I've played
a lot.
4
it's okay.
out of the 5 days, I think.
Okay.
Because I worked on Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So 3 days because Saturday I was at Ben's house. So, so yeah, the 3 days I'm almost at 110. I've gone through all of the storylines in the Broken Isles except for the very last one, which is the biggest content, and I'm not disappointed at all so far.
Okay. So Blizzard has kind of regained the magic in their expansion making.
Yeah, I mean they're nailing the storylines, they're nailing the lore. The actual leveling experience is really fun. The new system for your artifact weapon is great because it's a tree that you point points into, which is like the old World of Warcraft. Something I loved about old World of Warcraft was basically choosing a talent tree and putting your points into wherever you want them. It's like the new the artifact weapon system is the same thing, so you got that little bit of nostalgia. And yeah, I mean everything is like I've only really experienced it with one class. I have 2 other classes that I will eventually get to 110, but so far on my chosen class, it's a great experience.
Cool.
Like the whole Order Hall quest system is great, especially like I'm playing a Death Knight right now. That's my favorite class. And the Death Knight Order Hall quests are fantastic. They're really great. As a Death Knight and as basically the leader of the Death Knights, you are tasked as an unholy. Well, actually, I think that's for everybody, but you're tasked to bring back the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. And you basically you get quests to basically you don't really choose them, but you go and find the dead bodies of old famous heroes and you resurrect them, and then they become your horsemen, and like you have to do quests where you actually you have to get the materials so that you can make their horses.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm missing 1 horseman right now, which I believe she becomes unlocked at 110. Yeah, it's a cool storyline. It's really great. It's really fun. Ben, I don't think you've even had time to do any of your Order Hall stuff, have you?
Specific Order Hall? No, I'm venturing the Broken Isles.
Okay. Yeah, I know for Warriors, yeah.
I'm in literally Valhalla.
In Valhalla, yeah.
With Odin sitting on a giant throne, and he has a giant fiery magma beard, and his body is skin. His body is not skin. His body is like
flesh.
It's like marble.
It's like metal tone.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
he has he is a god.
He's chrome.
Yeah, he's not shiny, but he is like gray skinned, and you see like lines going through it, almost as if he was layers of metal. And his beard is fiery, and he's a giant fucking god.
That sounds cool.
And he's like, hey, go do this stuff for me. And he gave me 2 great swords, which are my artifact weapons. Mm-hmm. And they're called Odin's Fury. No, that's a skill they have, I think. But it's nice. Yeah. They're very nice looking weapons.
Do you think that... So I would imagine that reviews haven't gone up for this because it takes... For reviewers, it would probably take a little bit to like play the game on live servers and stuff like that.
I don't even think World of Warcraft is reviewed anymore.
You don't think so?
I don't think that people actually put up reviews.
It's a very good question.
Like basically, like if you like WoW,
you're gonna play it regardless, or not, because a lot of people have fallen off of the game. Do you think if somebody has lapsed from playing the game, do you think that this would be something that would bring them back, even if it's just for like a month or 2?
I mean, it worked for me.
Okay, that's true.
Like for a lot of people, it's going to it is going to bring them back. But for a lot of people who really like World of Warcraft, the new expansion always brings them back, regardless. And but the thing, this time around, people are, it does have like the new feel, and people are still, experiencing the content and stuff like that. But so far, there hasn't been a bad thing said about Legion.
Okay.
And
that's good for Blizzard.
Yeah, that's good for
everyone,
Blizzard.
really.
Really, it still needs some time to, because there's still more content coming, and there are a lot of patches coming, and like the feel of the entire expansion of a whole isn't complete yet.
Yeah.
Like, these are the initial reactions from like the first things, and like how much are we gonna have to do once we get to end level, and how much more stuff to do after that is there. It really depends on like what people think about this expansion is going to be after the sum of its parts becomes a whole. So that's really when people are going to start saying, oh, well, this expansion was worth it, or this expansion was not very good. The same thing with World of Draenor. World of Draenor started with a lot of really interesting things.
It had a lot of potential.
It had a lot of potential, but at the end of the expansion, nobody liked it.
Kind of fell out.
Yeah, it fell out. It's considered the worst expansion in World of Warcraft. So
worse than Cataclysm?
Worse than Cataclysm. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the people have good things to say about Cataclysm. It's just like the end content for Cataclysm was lacking. That's what the problem was. The actual they revamped the 1 through 60 leveling, which was great, but then the end content was meh. And then Pandaria sort of like evened out. Then World of Draenor, it just tanked hard. And I mean, so far Legion is proving to be good, but we'll see how that sticks, how it stays. So yeah, that's gonna be my game for a good chunk of time.
Sweet, cool. I'm glad. Are you and Mike, and is everyone playing it? They're from our little group.
Yeah, we're all in Legion right now.
Is Eddie playing?
Oh yeah,
Eddie's getting into the lore.
Wow, and that's because
he's crack addicted to the lore right now.
And that's because initially he told me he wasn't interested in the lore stuff. When I had a conversation with him, when he told me he was playing
the thing is, he's always been a lore-ish guy. Like, he's really into the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he is.
But because of the story, like, the world that they have and the story that it is.
Which, like, it's not that World of Warcraft takes a lot from J.R.R. Tolkien, but it does take quite a bit from
inspired heavily.
In fact, the entire Wrath of the Lich King expansion is a straight up, like, they just took it
from Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Well, are you saying the Lich King is Sauron?
Yes.
Oh, really?
The Lich King is Sauron. He has a giant tower with an eye on it.
I did not know that.
Well, the thing is, the Lich King is Sauron, but he's also the Witch King of Angmar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need you to tell me for the Lord of the Rings lore who Saruman is.
For Saruman is the White Wizard.
Yes,
yeah.
But like the White Wizard is not a good guy.
No.
Yeah, I need. So
I think
they bring him up in the original story of in the main story of Shadow Mordor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a witch, but she sees the future and whatnot, and she's the reason why you hop into the second map, pretty much. She was being possessed by Saruman.
By Saruman, yeah. The thing is that in the Shadows of Mordor, they sort of like they give you like a little bit of hints that Saruman is trying to gain power, but so that he can defeat Sauron. He's like a counter agent sort of, but he's going about it the wrong way. In the original J.R.R. Tolkien trilogy, he's just one of Saruman's minions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time for the token estate to collect that check from Blizzard for using their content. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't be surprised if they would do that though.
I mean, I doubt it. They've changed it enough so that there's like clear similarities. The thing is that Blizzard,
you know the stuff, obviously.
Yeah,
Blizzard, spiky armor.
Like World of Warcraft is like a little, like, Blizzard picks from a lot of different things and they just add it to World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Like there's like the World of Warcraft has old gods, which are clearly from H.P. Lovecraft, and then they have like the actual demons. They're incredibly reminiscent of the Agents of Chaos from the Warhammer series. And then there's
inspiration. Everything is inspired by something.
Yeah, except that it's a little more blatant in World of Warcraft.
Sure.
But it is. It's like they do just take from people. Like they very clearly.
I guess as long as you do it right,
yeah,
that's all that really matters.
It works within the World of Warcraft. So.
Yeah. How much longer do you think you'll be playing it? Like realistically. That's the answer.
Just chuckling.
I mean, if it's right now, it's really good. If it continues to stay like true to the lore and stuff, I'll probably play it all through the expansion.
Very cool.
Yeah.
A lengthy amount of time there.
At least a year's worth of content.
Well, I'll see you next year then. I would imagine that's the extent of what you played this week.
Yeah, I didn't play anything else.
Gotcha.
I played a wee bit of Overwatch, and I remembered
why it was so good.
Overwatch is fun.
Overwatch is great.
Overwatch is real.
I wonder how that's going to play off at the end of the year for a lot of people, like on those lists.
Well, they're gonna make what? They're gonna push. What was it? Overwatch Season 2?
Yeah.
When does that start?
I don't know.
October, I think.
But Season 2 as in content-wise, or was it online Season 2?
It might be,
because I thought it was online Season 2.
It's probably online.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how they're doing their update, but it's really good that they've decided to take it to heart that they need to keep adding stuff to that
absolutely.
game. Yeah.
Especially in a market where shooters
and like constant updates and deciding to like, hey, we're gonna buff this, we're gonna nerf that, we're gonna compete furiously for that market share, so they definitely differentiate themselves from stuff like COD or Battlefield, so that's really great. Alright then, let's get into my favorite part of the show, and that's steaming reviews.
Yeah.
It's happening now.
Delilah
Add jingle.
Right now.
Place jingle here. I have a request. Can it be Hey There, Delilah?
No.
I mean, if you want to get content ID,
no, just the first 14 seconds of the riff.
Okay.
Which you don't really need 14 seconds.
I don't even fucking remember what that.
It's acoustic guitar. It's only acoustic guitar.
Don't remind me what it sounds like.
You know what it sounds like. You have it in your head already. You're just choosing not to.
God damn it.
Yeah. Hey,
let's move into.
What's it like in New York City? Something about a Sasquatch.
Something about
hey, shit, I'm lost in the woods.
Please help me now.
I swear. Oh my god, that's delicious.
Alright, so this week I have a list of 10.
Oh shit.
Okay.
10. Okay.
God dang.
Yeah, I told you I went into the depths.
I fear this is going to become completely one-sided and I'm going to hate it.
So obviously I know that we all haven't played every fucking game in the world. So I picked some based on games I know everyone here has played. At least 95% of these games you've played.
Okay.
90% actually.
Okay.
10% maybe you haven't. We'll see. Alright, the first game, I almost said the title again.
Yeah.
I really need to, I gotta bold it out or something. This first one is recommended at 7 hours on record, and it was posted November 29th of last year, and reads, Donald Trump's worst nightmare, personal hell. 10 out of 10, too many Mexicans.
Huh.
Very vague, but I know at least one of you's played this game.
Too many Mexicans.
Or know which game it is.
So like Shadows of the Damned?
No. I don't think that was on Steam.
Is it not?
I could be wrong.
Too many Mexicans.
Donald Trump's worst nightmare / personal hell.
Like Call of Juarez or something?
No. That's... Are there even Mexicans in that game?
Yes,
there probably is.
I mean,
that probably is.
Yeah.
Huh.
Donald Trump's worst nightmare / personal hell. 10 out of 10. Too many Mexicans. It actually says too much Mexicans, but I corrected that because it's not right.
Too much.
Too many Mexicans.
How can you possibly too much Mexican?
I don't know.
Think about a game that has...
Too many Mexicans.
Or, well, not too many Mexicans, but like Mexican culture as its center point.
Viva Piñata.
No, what?
Piñata!
But so are all... No.
Yes!
That's not enough.
All piñatas are Mexican.
At the center of its...
The Mexican people worship piñatas.
No. All the characters in there are...
choice. Just forfeit right now.
No, I will not step down.
All right. I'll give you some small hints.
Okay.
It is a platformer.
Oh, Guacamole.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Capello has 1 point.
Too much Mexicans.
I saw a playthrough of that game, and I despite the fact that I've seen everything, I want to play it.
Yeah, it's a fun
Super
game.
Turbo something.
It was, yeah, it's a new edition. It was PS Plus a couple months ago. I really like that game. I like the music in that game.
Yeah, it's
Super
really
colorful
great,
too.
yeah.
It plays really well on Vita.
So
as well.
giant pinata dragon that chases you.
All right.
Pinata.
The next game is recommended at 34 hours on record, and posted August 25th, 2024. No, not 2024.
2024.
Yeah. This man is from the future.
2014, and reads: I threw a shotgun at a fat man, and the gun exploded and killed 3 people. 10 out of 10.
Borderlands. Yeah.
He said it first.
Good
job.
Threw a shotgun at a fat man, and it exploded.
All right.
Torg weapons are the best.
There's not Torg.
Next
Isn't that
one.
Torg?
No, it's Torg has exploding ammunition.
Oh, you mean the brand of the weapon?
Yeah.
The fuck if I know.
The brand of the weapon, I keep forgetting it, but
There's
it's
so many.
the weapons
There's
are
a
cheap in mass
Hyperion.
production, so you can throw them and they explode, and then they spawn a new one.
I missed those parts of that game. Recommended at 14.9 hours on record, posted September 22nd of last year, and it reads, and I'll be disappointed if you guys don't get this one. If you want to find out if you've upset the dice gods, this is your game.
If you've upset the dice gods,
This is your game.
Something very RNG based.
If you want to find out if you've upset the dice gods, this is your game. It's a game with dice.
I don't know.
Come on. And also, I should note that a lot of these are kind of big.
Is it a Dungeons and Dragons game?
No.
Okay then.
It is a PC game.
Is it that alien one that you play? I feel
XCOM?
like that's very RNG.
Yeah, but they don't have dice.
There's no dice.
It's turn-based. Well, I mean, there's no dice involved in the turn-based structure.
If you've upset the dice gods.
Ah, shit.
You got it.
Is it football?
Is it football?
Yeah. Just answer the question.
Oh,
What's the name of the
What's the
game?
name of
fucking...
it? What's the name of it,
Oh,
fellow?
damn it.
Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl.
Is it Blood Bowl?
Yes.
Are there dice in it?
Oh, God damn it.
I thought you guys would get that one right away.
Yeah.
It's because I haven't played Blood Bowl in a
Fucking
while.
skeevers and orcs, motherfucker.
The thing is, I thought, like, Warhammer. What's the name of the fucking game? Yeah, I caught it. I caught it after Ben caught it.
Is it football?
Is it football?
Yes,
Answer the question.
Madden Football 2014.
It's Madden.
All right, next
That game is fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, I watched you guys play it. I watched, who was it I watched play it? I watched, after you guys told me about it, I watched,
Jesse Cox,
yeah,
And,
like Dodger or somebody who played with, yeah, that was fun.
Dodger, and I think Cry, man.
Cry was in there.
Total Biscuit,
Yeah.
2,
Total
something like that,
Biscuit. It was a whole
Yeah,
reboot.
there was a lot of the Polaris people.
Yeah. Right, good job.
With
Next,
little Skittles.
Little
Little Skittles Junior, no!
the next game is recommended at 23.6 hours on record, and it was posted October 4th of last year, and it reads, My hands run on salt, and there was a flying city in 1912.
Run on salt?
My hands run on salt, and there is a flying city in 1912.
Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah. There you go. Good
Run
job.
on salt.
Yeah.
The Vigors.
Vigors.
You played the game, didn't you?
I don't remember salt in the Vigor.
I mean, it's something along the lines of like.
That's what Eve was. In
Bioshock.
that you power your Vigors with. Yeah.
Good job. The next game. This one I don't know if you guys have actually played, but if you don't get it, that's fine. I can move on. Recommended at 24.4 hours on record. Posted June 25th of 2014, and it reads: Light a cigarette. Threaten him. Hit him. Hit him again. Throw him out a window. Glass him. Tear off his arm. Burn him. Kill him. Be big and bad. Light another cigarette. Be nice to snow.
Wolf Among Us.
Yes.
Got it.
Did you play? Have you guys played that?
Yeah, I saw a let's play of it, but god damn it.
I should have kept out the last bit of "Be nice to snow."
Yeah, that's what gave it
Snow
away.
White.
Okay, this one might be interesting. Recommended at 132.1 hours on record. Play a little bit. Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Posted April 2nd of this year, and it reads, a mutant pig vomited on my character and gave them tapeworm. This made them eat more than their share of food and caused my party to starve at a camp. This caused one of them to become so stressed they abused...
Darkest Dungeon.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to read the rest of it. This caused one of them to become so stressed they abused someone else until they had a heart attack.
That's Darkest Dungeon,
Yeah,
alright.
Darkest
I had to send the rest back to town and buy them alcohol, women, and let one flagellate themselves, so they felt better. I get a bill the next day from the brothel saying the Oculus can't come back because of his deviant fetishes.
Deviant fetish.
I sent him home, no chill, no dungeon. Good job. I like that one. That was funny.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Almost done.
Give them no quarter.
The price of readiness is first measured
I love
in coin.
that narrator.
Laser in blood.
Recommended at 35.1 hours on record, posted November 10th of 2014, and reads, this game is a masterpiece. Well, I guess there's nothing more to say. It's kind of vague.
Well, fuck.
But that's a quote from the game.
It's a quote from the game.
Like, so the game is self-aware.
No. He took a quote from the game. I added it because I thought one of you might get this. Or maybe it's too vague. Or you had to be really into the game.
Deadpool.
No. Well, I guess there's nothing more to say. It is a quote that somebody says in that game. I know, this is probably the biggest one.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Give us a hint, because that is a little vague.
It is the one hint that I could give you, you can get it right away. It's an acclaimed game. It's the first one from a dev. And, it's... I'm gonna say it. Screw it, because I think we're gonna be stuck here for a while.
Metal Gear Solid.
No. It has narration.
It has narration.
Yeah. Also, I never finished the game, so maybe I just picked a bad review. But this one had one of the highest ratings and reviews from the funny tag.
From the funny tag.
Yeah, I don't know why it would.
Damn, I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay, then nobody gets it then?
No.
It's Bastion.
I had it in the back of my head as like narration. Well, it could be Bastion, but well, I guess there's nothing more. I don't remember.
You
that.
remember that quote? Apparently, a lot of the reviews had that quote in it.
Really?
Yeah, so I guess it's a very prominent quote that the narrator says. Don't know.
It's been a while, so.
Okay, no one got that one.
No.
The next one is recommended at 8.5 hours on record, and it was posted December 7th of 2014, and reads, I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked into a mine. I pogoed on some critters while digging up some loot. Now my life bar is full and I can finally shoot.
Dwarf Fortress?
No.
I
I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked into a mine. I pogoed on some critters while digging up some loot. Now when my life bar is full, I can finally shoot.
Shovel Knight.
Yes.
Got it.
Good job.
No.
Good job. All right. Benny's like, what's going on?
No, I was blank.
We got two more.
Because he said he picked up a shovel and pogoed on critters.
Yeah. All right. Recommended at 87.5 hours on record. Give it a shot. Posted November 2nd, 2014, and reads, stalking around, eating bird lizards and avoiding lizard birds. The hunters find me, and I immediately throw up a portable arena. They've made a terrible mistake.
Evolve.
I'm not locked in. Yes, I'm not locked in this bubble with them. They're locked in with me. I like that one. 10 out of 10 would wipe team again.
Would wipe team.
Actually, the first match I played as the monster in that game, I wiped the team too.
Yeah.
Granted, that was like a week after the game had come out, but it felt so good. I mean, my adrenaline was pumping. Okay, it was up there.
You were in there.
I was in there. All right, the last one It's recommended at 11.3 hours on record and posted July 31st of this year and reads simply, a fun and lengthy Jewish power fantasy.
Jewish
What?
power fantasy.
A fun and lengthy Jewish power fantasy. It's a little vague. Let it sink in for a little bit.
Lengthy Jewish
Even if you haven't
power
played it,
fantasy.
you must have heard it from some people to death by now.
Heard a Jewish power fantasy?
Yes. A fun and lengthy Jewish power fantasy.
Jeez.
Fun and lengthy Jewish power. It's the Jewish power fantasy spot that's throwing me off.
I feel like it's that game where you're on a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle.
It's like 80s themed. It involves blood dragons.
Blood Dragon?
Yeah.
How is that a Jewish power fantasy?
I don't know. You get to jump around and fucking shoot shit.
Okay.
Are you talking about like Far Cry Blood Dragon? Or...
But it's after that, and it's on the game where you're on a motorcycle and you eat
Trials
shit.
of the Blood Dragon?
There you go.
I don't know how that would be a Jewish power fantasy.
if there were-
I don't know how anything's a Jewish power fantasy, okay?
Really? Really? Come on.
I mean-
Yeah!
We could go like super racist, but like I don't want to.
This is not necessarily racist.
Okay.
I mean, it's super obvious to Todd, but it's because he's the one holding the phone.
No, that was the best review that I saw there.
A Jewish power fantasy. So it's a game where you turn super rich and you bully
Wow, that's
people?
racist.
I mean, that's
No.
anybody's power
no.
fantasy.
Think about it. No. Think about.
This is a game where you kill Jesus Christ.
Jeez!
That's not gonna keep that in there. That's fine. No. What possible?
You're gonna have to toss a hint in here,
Okay,
buddy.
all right. Let me think of a hint.
Cause
Okay, here's one that's a little vague. It's a game that has been around for a while
Okay.
and might have recently made a resurgence. That's a good hint.
Doom.
No, not Doom. How is that a Jewish? Well, I mean, no.
You kill
Super
demons.
murder?
It's
Genocide
you
of
kill,
demons?
You kill demons, though.
Yeah, you put demons.
The genocide of demons.
Oh, one of you guys has to get this one. You guys just have to.
Super Mario?
Because you get gold coins.
No.
Get the girl at the end.
I'm gonna give you about 30
Get
seconds.
the princess.
A fun and lengthy Jewish power
What
fantasy.
genre is it? Can you say the genre?
It's an
Is it-
action genre.
Okay, so it's an action game.
It's in a very specific genre, but if I said that, that would probably give it away really quickly, or maybe not, because you guys haven't been able to fucking figure it out.
I can't think of a single fucking.
All right, it's an FPS.
An FPS. So Duke Nukem.
No,
Isn't Duke a Jew?
and I don't think so. I think he's a cold-blooded American. That's what he is.
I thought there was a joke somewhere in
I think Postal-
3D that, or in one of them where he has like a Hanukkah or like a bar mitzvah. Or he talks about having a bar mitzvah.
I think that's Postal. I could be wrong.
It might be Postal.
Also, games are garbage too. All right, it's a shooter. Said that already. Remember, a shooter that was dormant for a while and then came back recently.
Is it like Call of Duty? Is it
mean,
Battlefield?
no.
Is it Titanfall?
No, it's not Titanfall, but you're in the right realm.
Okay.
You're in the right realm.
Serious Sam?
No, man, you guys are so close, and it's incredible how you're not getting it.
Wolfenstein!
Yes.
Oh my god. Because BJ Blazkowicz.
Yeah.
It's a Jew.
Jewish
Nazis
power
all
fantasy.
day.
There
Okay.
you go.
Oh, come on.
Fuck
That was a
you.
good one.
No, that's a good one.
It's a good
That's
one,
a
but
good
fuck
one.
you.
Let me see what's the order right now. I do need to tally up everything, but I think Capello won this one.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I feel like I snuck two, like at least two of them, but like
You won... one.
one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, because you got
I got
Bloodborne.
Blood. Bowl.
Oh no, you got two. You're right.
Yeah.
You got Evolve. It
Evolve.
wasn't Bloodborne and Blood Bowl.
No.
Yeah, those are the ones you got. So
Bourne,
Capello, you were in the lead.
Oh,
Well,
man,
you won this
should
round.
look up a review on Bloodborne. You might find some
I
stuff.
feel like
Well-
I should have gotten Bastion because it's one of my favorite games,
Yeah.
but like
Also,
that,
I was super vague about it.
that
Yeah.
quote wasn't ringing a bell.
I got you.
When you said narration, I had the thought of Bastion,
Mhm.
but it's like, but I don't remember.
There aren't a lot of games that are like narrated heavily
Yeah.
throughout the entire like game.
I was gonna say Transistor, but
I was
Even
thinking-
Transistor's not like
That's not
heavily
heavily,
narrated.
yeah.
I forgot what it was called. The Stanley Principle?
Stanley
There's not-
Parable.
Oh
Stanley
man.
Parable. That's the one I was thinking of, but
Sure.
I didn't remember the name, so I was like,
We did a review for that one 2 weeks ago,
did we?
where I said I think the review was
You go
the
down the wrong door?
he was like my computer blue screened and I sat there for a while thinking it was the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to not do repeat games, but I know at some point that's probably gonna be impossible. Also, Bloodborne wouldn't have been here because it's not a Steam game.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
man,
for,
I keep forgetting.
for a while I was thinking I'm gonna try to do Amazon reviews, but Amazon reviews are not funny.
Mhm.
Like there aren't any up there that I've seen that are legitimately funny.
You should try to see if maybe we can evolve from Oni Games.
Oh, you want?
Because Amazon might have some good stuff, but
That's
not in
gaming.
Yeah, like the Haribo review section. Have you seen the Haribo reviews?
Nope.
There's what was it, like sugar free or diet or
It's
something?
the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears, and they apparently give you horrible diarrhea.
Oh,
And
God.
like you just go to the reviews and like, oh, I ate like 3 gummy bears and I thought I was going to die. I was shitting my internals inside out.
That would be interesting. I think that would be. I think if we were to make a game like that, we would have to say, okay, guys, these are food products, or
Yeah,
because imagine if I just said, hey, this is from Amazon.
this is from Amazon. Go
Who the
fuck yourself.
fuck
Let's
knows
see what it
that
is.
The thing is, like, we're like I could see that like some Yelp reviews would be like really funny, but like guessing a franchise or like a
Or if
restaurant,
it's a mom and pop shop from like California,
yeah,
you'd never
you'd never
yeah.
know. So
That could probably be fun if it was like if there were chain restaurants,
yeah,
depending on the review.
At that point, we'd have to maybe think about like, you could give the review and we'd have to guess whether it was a item or a restaurant or a thing like that, because
Yeah, something like that.
to guess the name of a restaurant that we don't know that's out in a town
Yeah, that
or a
would make
place we
sense.
don't know.
For that, it would have to be very well curated.
mhm.
Yeah.
Also for the people in the room. So
What is this town? What is
So
imagine this might be a fun game with movie reviews.
I would like to do something like that. That would be interesting to do.
Think about it for your movie podcast.
Sure, that could be interesting.
Steaming
mo-
reviews, movie edited.
Movie reviews are super lengthy, though.
Yeah,
Even
that's
customer
true.
ones are kind of lengthy. I've read a couple of really dumb ones.
The movie cut.
The movie cut.
Hey.
Shh.
Steaming reviews.
Yeah.
The movie cut.
Okay, well we're done for today. You gonna brush your beard up against that thing?
No.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Go ahead, do it.
Benny's going to ASMR for Marcos.
Well, we are done for today, and before Benny puts his beard up against my mic, or the mic, we're gonna say goodbye, and we'll see you next week. I don't think that's making it anyways. Watch, it's making this terrible screaming noise. No, it'd be.
Listen, you can hear the noise.
That's how your beard sounds.
That's how a cup sounds against the mic.
Yeah, but you're trying to pretend it's your beard because
Maybe once we get condenser mics.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Well, once we graduate to condenser mics, we might.
We might just do that. Just you hear that brushing sound.
I'll fluff it up
Just fluff it up just for that.
just for the condenser mic.
So whenever I say, "Hey, how's it going, Benny?" and you don't say anything, you just go up to the mic and go like this.
It's like
You have to guess whether I'm saying yes or
when did
no.
you get a foam insert for your microphone? it's Benny's just missing a chunk of his beard.
That's how we know it's my beard. It's my mic. That mic over there.
Yeah. Right. Well, see you later. Have a good week. We'll see you next week
For number 30.
for number 30. Get drunk. Get some alcohol.
Because
Some
we're old.
hookers.
We're 30.
Some cocaine.
We're 21 away from 50.
Oh my god.
50 is a big milestone.
Pull out the white hairs and say, God, we're fucking old.
I mean.